Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Tony here with Italian Dual Citizenship Assistance. And in today's video, we're going to take a look at the reacquisition of Italian citizenship. This is for anyone who lost their Italian citizenship prior to August 16th of 1992. So this is the point at which dual citizenship with Italy became possible. So under the previous law, prior to Law 74 going into place this year, we had a process that involved living in Italy. Establishing residency in Italy was required to reacquire Italian citizenship. Under the new law, we have a streamlined process that allows you to reacquire your Italian citizenship primarily with just a declaration. So for this purposes of this video, I'm going to use the Italian Consulate General of New York's website. Now, over the last few weeks, we've started to see more consulates populating their websites with information about this reacquisition program. There wasn't any information for a while on some of the websites. New York has a pretty good example of what many of the consulates are doing now. I want to first point out that this new simplified process went into effect on July 1st of 2025. And it's valid until the 31st of December, the end of the year of 2027. So there is a limited time frame available. So this option also applies to those who were born in Italy, as well as those who resided in Italy for a minimum of 2 consecutive years and lost their Italian citizenship before August 16th of 1992. Now, it refers to this statement of intent that has to be made between July 1st and the 31st of December. A lot of people were wondering for a long time what this statement of intent was meant to look like. Is it a letter that I write? Is it something they're going to provide? And that has been answered in many of the consulates' websites. So New York, like many of the consulates, has an actual form that you can fill out. This incorporates this declaration that allows you to declare your intention to reacquire your lost Italian citizenship. And it also has a list of the documents required. This list may vary some between consulates, but a lot of the elements are going to be the same. For New York, the documents required are a valid passport, proof of residence in the consular jurisdiction of New York. That can be something like a utility bill. Your original birth certificate. This is probably going to be an Italian birth certificate for most people reacquiring their lost Italian citizenship. A copy of the marriage certificate if you're married. And for applicants born abroad, this is outside of Italy, they're requesting this certificate of historical residence, the depiction of your residence in Italy over time. And then they're looking for a copy of your most recent Italian passport if you had one. Another document, this historical certificate of citizenship, is another thing that's being requested. This is something you may have heard attorney Arturo Grasso and I speaking about in our interviews. This is a document that has proven difficult for a number of clients to obtain. The Comuni are being asked to provide this historical certificate of citizenship that they really don't generally have all the information on. Somebody could have gone on and acquired many citizenships without the Italian Comune knowing about it, but it's something that's being required, and it's something that's often hard to get. Many of the Comuni don't understand how to provide this document, exactly even what it is. I'm currently working with a number of clients going through this reacquisition process, and I do have copies of this historical certificate of citizenship that we've successfully obtained from some of the Comuni, which I will provide to Comune when I'm helping my clients obtain their Italian records, such as their birth records and these historical certificates of residence and citizenship. And then finally, a U.S. naturalization certificate. So to complete this process, they want you to email a specific email address at the consulate, attaching all of the documents that we mentioned in PDF format, and then they list the subject of the email that you should include here. And we have the application form, and then they talk about the document requirements again here in the email with a little bit more detail. This is saying they want the application form, a valid passport issued by the country of current citizenship, a proof of residence in the consular jurisdiction, utility bill, driver's license, state ID, the original birth certificate issued by the Italian Comune. This is something specific to New York. They're asking for this document to be aged no longer than 6 months before the application date. This is not something that is common to all of the Comune. This is something that the New York Consulate specifically started a while back. This 6-month aging requirement is very challenging to do that because of the time frames that some of these documents take. It's hard to coordinate everything, but it is something that the New York Consulate is requiring. So they want your original birth extract, no older than 6 months, a copy of your marriage certificate if you're married, this historical certificate of residence, also aged no longer than 6 months before the date of the application, this historical certificate of citizenship issued by the Comune no longer than 6 months before the application date, and finally the applicant's U.S. naturalization certificate. They say if the naturalization occurred when the child was a minor, please also provide the parents' birth certificates and naturalization certificates or green cards. So potentially quite a few documents required here for this process. Now, supposedly when you email this address, you'll send them these documents in PDF form. They'll review them. If everything is together and complete, then you'll be provided the ability to make an appointment, and then you'll go down and submit the original documents, 2 sets of copies, and you'll pay a consular fee of €250, and you will sign your reacquisition in front of the clerk there at the consulate. Not something that I'm seeing specifically written here, but I have seen this written in instructions on other websites, so I think it might be a good idea not to sign the form here and wait and sign it in front of the clerk at the consulate that helps you. So that's a look at the reacquisition process under the new law, specifically looking at the actual implementation here on the New York Consulate's website. Again, from what I've seen and looking at the other consulates' websites, things are largely similar between all of them. The big exception is that New York has this 6-month aging for these Italian documents. Again, this is not something that you're going to find universally. There is no formal aging requirement for documents, but individual consulates, specifically New York, and individual comuni have had aging requirements that they have established. So it's important to understand the rules and regulations specific to the consulate where you're going to apply. I hope you found this video to be valuable for all of you who are looking to reacquire your lost Italian citizenship. Quick reminder that I do offer affordable 20, 30, and 60-minute consultations where I can help you understand how this process works, how to gather the documents, and your best next steps to get your Italian citizenship either recognized or reacquired in the case of those who lost their Italian citizenship along the way. And you can book your one-on-one consultation with me on my website at italiandual.com. I look forward to speaking with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.